He should have been able to see that orange wing to the left. I think he was just kind of hoping that he had enough momentum to get on by. I think it was certainly his fault, don't you?
The look from Bobby Rahall's car, again behind the accident, and another car to watch appears to be Adrian Fernandez, who got up very high through debris, and they have towed his car back into the pit area as well.
Remember that Rahal was involved with the Guerrero incident earlier too, so he's having a very difficult day out here. It's a very big move to take to the grass because you can easily spin on the grass, but he does it, and it's a good idea because the trouble is all over on his right. Keep looking to the right there, and you see Groff and Dobson.
Sam, sometimes you've got to go there, and you saw those little particles flying up. Those were little pieces. Don't forget, those are as critical as a car being there. You know, they can take the guy out just as easily or damage the suspension just as easily as a whole car.
Another car involved, we mentioned it earlier, is Scott Goodyear, who got involved in some of the debris and has some severe damage to the right rear of the car. Now tonight, the fun begins at 7, 6 Central with America's Funniest Hour, followed by Lewis and Clark. Then Morgan Freeman and Robert Guillaume start in the Sunday night movie Lean on Me, and tomorrow night Forrest Sawyer hosts Day One. Then Robin Williams and Tim Robbins star in the ABC Network premiere presentation of Cadillac Man. That's tomorrow starting at 8, 7 Central on ABC. Let's go to Jack Alute.
Well, the crew continues to work on Scott Goodyear's car. They're working in the plenum area. They had to pull off the actual pop-off valve, and they're playing Go Fish at the present time. You know what they're looking for? The throttle cable. Somehow it's been swallowed into the plenum, and that's the only thing keeping them from going back out. They've got to repair that.
An unusual but a serious problem as they work on Scott Goodyear's car. We're still under yellow, our third of the day at Indy.
This ABC Sports exclusive brought to you by Valvoline. People who know use Valvoline. Buick and your local Buick dealers. Remember Buick, the new symbol for quality in America. Cold filtered Miller Genuine Draft. Get out of the old, get into the cold. And your local Yamaha dealer, who invite you to see their exciting line of motorcycles, ATVs, and snowmobiles.
We're back at Indianapolis. There's the Valvoline running order. Emerson Fittipaldi is leading the field back to green flag with his teammate Al Unser Jr. in second and Michael Andretti in third. That's where the battle will focus as we head back toward green.
The incidents have obscured the fact that so far in this race, the Mercedes engine Penske cars are really the dominant factor. We lost track of that because of the incidents, but look at them now. 1, 2, and about to pull away from Michael Andretti in the red car there in third.
And Rails.
You can get an idea from how they accelerated from Michael, how much more torque they have down at low RPM because Mercedes just literally took off from the Cosworth.
But boy, take a look at Eddie Cheever as he jumped around Michael and is tearing after the leaders now. And Michael may have a problem. That's the second car to scream past.
Michael is having a problem.
Michael's pulling the left over here. He's down, Paul. He's having a serious problem of some sort.
And they're crowding up behind him as Michael Andretti faltered as they came back to the green flag, and he continues to falter as the field now streams past.
Yeah, but that's more of a problem.
Jack Arute, you have an update?
Yes, Paul, he's radioed in. He has a flat tire. He's going to have to come on to pit road. Tough break for Andretti.
And that's something you can't always feel when you're under the yellow. You don't. It happened while he was under the yellow, but you don't feel it until you get back up to speed.
Yet he had to make the whole lap in that trouble.
So under green flag as we come back, our first lap of green flag racing on lap 41 after the accident involving Dobson and Groff and Michael Andretti. Apparently some problem with a tire.
Paul, that means there's always a little bit of debris left that the officials just don't find when they clean up. And all it takes, these tires don't have tubes, takes a little tiny puncture.
Watch for the field possibly to come by. This is a brutal break. He may go a lap down. Watch above him there. Here he's coming out now. Look over to the... No, he stalled it. Now the field is going to come by. He's going down a lap or more.
Let's go to Jack.
He stalled it once again, and they've got to refire. He lights up the new sets of tires. A man is very, very frustrated.
Now he tries to catch the field, but you can see the rest of the field streaming past on the outside as in a desperate move to merely try and get back in on only one lap behind. Here goes Michael, and he's flying out past Bobby Unser.
Yes, he is, Paul. He's looking all right. Now he comes down the track, blends in. Ironically, We're getting a sign down here that says black flag for number 27. I don't know if that's bad from USAC, but we got to watch that.
We'll keep an eye on that because 27, of course, is Eddie Cheever, who currently runs in 3rd place.
Well, and he's diving into the pits right now. It probably had something to do with the restart.
Now, the report from the USAC officials is that car 27 and car 1 have both been black flagged for passing under the yellow. And Eddie Cheever is furious.
That would be the pass that he put on Michael Andretti.
The problem sometimes is the drivers anticipate the track is going to go green. Somebody in front of them is getting away, so they hurry a little bit too much. The officials don't always agree with the drivers, so that's the reason we have a stop and go penalty here with Eddie Cheever in the 27 car.
Bobby, this would be really tough for Eddie, though, because remember, Michael was actually slowing with that tire problem.
Yes, Sam, and he just moved into 3rd place, and he's really been fast all day so far.
And try this on for size. What that does to the field is puts Fittipaldi and Unser in front and John Andretti in 3rd, 8 seconds behind the leader. Robbie Gordon started 19th. He's currently 6th. And Bobby Rahal started 28th. He currently runs 12th.
Well, Paul, I think also Robbie Gordon, Derek Walker did a great move. He was about to go a lap down, made a change in the car. It was not handling good, and he's been strong ever since. I've seen him actually make some passes around the outside going into turn 4. Unbelievable.
Danny, Robbie Gordon is up to 6th, and he is charging.
Robbie Gordon, Sam, and Paul have done a few gambles on no pit stop. That's Derry Walker's team. They really understand this racing pretty good. They've tried to get caught back up. They got his car handling. He's been working different grooves than anybody else, as I told you earlier, and he's on the move.
Remember, the Derek Walker we're talking about was the former crew chief for Roger Penske, so he's got some of the Penske magic.
And Sam, don't forget that I was the guy that he was coaching in those days. He called my race in '85 that I won. Gary?
Well, car 1, Nigel Mansell, currently runs in 4th place. The indication was that he had to respond to a black flag. He has not yet done so. See if we get a glimpse of it.
The rumor mill would have Nigel Mansell offered $13 million and his car owner, Carl Haas, $21 million to make a return to Formula One racing to spice things up over there. You heard Gary Jarrell ask him if he was going. He declined to comment, but big numbers swirl around this man's future.
You saw the black flag light there coming off of turn 2, the big number 1 telling Nigel Mansell he has to come in. Eddie Cheever has already come in. What's the attitude in the pits, Gary?
Here's Larry Curry, who calls the shots for Cheever. What was the problem, and can you catch up?
It's going to be tough to catch up. I think we can, but Michael Andretti had a problem. He came in the pits because he had a puncture. Eddie passed him when they went green because Michael knew he had a problem. So they penalized us for passing under the yellow. What are we supposed to do, pull over and stop?
There you hear it from Larry Curry, and the black flag controversy is looming again at Indianapolis, Paul.
But while we have suggested that the pass was on Michael Andretti, the officials report that the pass really occurred on car 5, and that's Raul Boisel.
Remember last year it happened to Boisel, Paul, and now it's happening to Mansell and, of course, Eddie Cheever. And, you know, another thing, I notice all the cars as they come through turn 2 here, they're going a little bit slower. I think we're entering that point in the race where everything is a little bit slippery in the turn. I watch the guys that are more conservative, running a little bit closer to the grass.
And we have reconfirmed with the United States Auto Club officials that the black flag was for passing Raul Boisel, both Cheever and Nigel Mansell.
It's interesting that Boisel is now benefiting from penalties to Cheever and Mansell. As you pointed out, Bobby, last year, of course, it was Boisel who had 2 penalties.
We're past the 100-mile mark now. As back in the field, you're on board with Raul Boisel. Robbie Gordon is lined up just behind him. This is a battle for 4th place.
You can almost watch his steering wheel as he goes through the corners, Paul, and he's really handling good. He's not pushing, and he's not loose. You can watch a good, steady amount of pressure. Watch when he rolls in to the turn here. Good, steady pressure on the hand. No quick corrections. Out close to the wall. Very smooth.
Bobby, I talked to Raul right before the start of the race, and he said that he was happy. Everything was perfect. He had no problems, and he was looking for a good race.
This is terrific from Robbie Gordon's car. Now, look just ahead. There's Raul Boesel just ahead. So we'll track this battle from 5th place on board with Robbie Gordon.
Now look at the different groove he's taken. Now he's down, not even to the white line, Paul. He's been high down here in 2 turn all day. He's been trying to make his own groove. Now he's been in the pits adjusting the car, but we can watch him as we go around what he does compared to the rest.
And you can see he is just edging closer and closer to him. Robbie Gordon, a young 25-year-old, drove for A.J. Foyt last year, made the switch to Derek Walker. He has matured a lot. He is willing to drive a tactical, somewhat conservative race, which he was not a year ago.
Robbie Gordon on the backstretch. Now, guys, let's just sit and watch and listen to Robbie Gordon as he tries to reel in Boesel. He's inching closer and closer to Raul Boesel. Now, they've changed the way they assess penalties here from last year. Let's watch here as there's some traffic ahead, and both of them have to string through that. Raul Boesel, he goes a little inside, Danny.
And look at that. He can go. I've never seen anybody today run around the outside like Robbie is. That is total confidence there.
I just started to mention he's going to try to pass him on the outside.
Whoa, look at this! Look at this!
Unbelievable shot. Unbelievable shot.
Into the first turn, they were drag racing. Now we're looking back from Boesel's car. Whoa, what an unbelievable view.
Gordon lost speed with that outside pass, and Boesel, he looked at it as if he'd been blown off, but he came back.
Well, here is the Valvoline race summary for those of you entered in the Valvoline Indy500 giveaway. The leader after 50 laps was Emerson Fittipaldi. Stay tuned for the results at the end of the race. Remember, we've had 3 cautions here today. Thus far, 6 cars are out of the race. There they are.
You know, Paul, the first thing you think about when you watch Robbie going around Boesel on the outside is he really woke him up, because no driver would expect that at this time of the race.
All right, now we were talking about how they're assessing the black flag penalties this year, Jackaroo.
Well, Paul, what happened for Nigel Mansell is his infraction occurred under the yellow flag, but they will not assess penalties anymore under yellow flag conditions. So some 10 laps, 15 laps later, they brought Mansell in under green flag conditions to assess the penalty as Lynn St. James makes her way back out on the racetrack. But Mansell is extremely upset. It seems like the crew is trying to calm him down right now on the radio, because it was so long from when he had the infraction before they gave him the black flag stop and go.
And of course, part of the reasoning there is the complaint last year was that if you assess a stop and go penalty under the yellow, well, it's really no penalty. Look at Gordon, and there's Boesel to the inside. Whoa! Now watch this. This is terrific.
Yeah, but what happened was that Boesel was slowed going into the corner, and
that's 230 miles an hour. They almost touching.
And Gordon had nowhere to go, Bobby, because there was a car to his right. That's why it was so close.
Sam, he was really worried about it. The wall on the right, Boesel on the left. That's a bad position to be in.
Mauricio Gugelmin just inside of Teo Fabi and John Andretti there. Andretti runs in 3rd place, so he's overhauling some slower traffic. Fittipaldi is the leader. Unser Jr. runs in 2nd. We watch Boesel and Gordon. Gordon's around him again.
But he didn't have the car on the outside to block him. What a great move. He's got total confidence out there, and I think we're going to see him passing cars all day long there.
Danny, we've never seen passing like here this early in the race. Don't you agree?
Absolutely. He's got the car set up just perfect, and he shows he just can